A 26 male was sitting on the couch last Thursday when my girlfriend Nessa 24 dropped the bomb. We'd been together 3 years, living together for the last 18 months. She was scrolling through her phone, and I noticed the familiar Bumble interface. My stomach dropped, but I stayed quiet. "Hey," she said, not even looking up. "I think we should see other people." I paused my game. "What?" "I've been thinking about it. We're young, you know? We should explore our options." She finally looked at me. "But we can still live together, like as roommates. It makes financial sense." I stared at her. She was already back to swiping. "You're on dating apps already?" "Well, yeah. I wanted to see what's out there before bringing it up. There's actually this guy, Dexter, who seems really interesting." The casualness of it hit different. No tears, no big emotional conversation. Just this. "So you want to break up, but keep living together?" I clarified. "It's not breaking up exactly. More like transitioning. We can still be friends. And splitting rent in this market is insane. This way we both win." I leaned back. "Interesting idea." She smiled, relieved. "Right? So mature of us." "Oh, and obviously we need some ground rules about bringing people over." She kept talking, but I'd already checked out mentally. Because here's the thing, the apartment was mine. I'd been renting it for 2 years before she moved in. Her name wasn't on the lease. She just Venmo'd me her half each month. "Sure," I said when she finally stopped talking. "Let's do it." She beamed and went back to swiping. I went back to my game, but I wasn't playing anymore. I was planning. Update 1. Friday morning, Nessa left for work still buzzing about her match with Dexter. She'd already lined up a date for Saturday night. "You're being so cool about this," she said, grabbing her coffee that I'd made like always. "My friend Qley said her ex freaked when she suggested the same thing." I smiled. "Well, I'm not your ex. I'm your roommate now, right?" "Exactly." She kissed my cheek out of habit, caught herself, then laughed awkwardly. "Old habits." The second she left, I got to work. First, I called my landlord, Gary. Explained the situation. "So, she wants to be just roommates now." He sounded amused. "Yep, which means I need an actual roommate. Someone on the lease who can legally pay rent." "She's not on the lease?" "Never was. Just been sending me her half." "Huh. Well, you want to add someone new, I'll need to run background checks, credit reports. Standard stuff." "Perfect. I'll have someone by Monday." Next, I posted on 3 different roommate finder sites. Room available immediately in 2BR apartment. $850 per month, utilities included. Must be okay with cats. Professional males preferred. Why males? Because I knew exactly how Nessa would react to me living with another woman. Then came the furniture inventory. See, when Nessa moved in, I already had a fully furnished apartment. But over time, she'd convinced me to upgrade things. We bought a new couch together. I paid 70%, she paid 30%. Same with the dining table, the TV stand, the coffee table. I pulled up my banking app and did the math. In total, I'd paid $3,400 for our furniture. She contributed $1,100. I texted my buddy Jerome. "You still looking for furniture? Got some stuff for sale." By noon, I had 14 responses to my roommate ad. I scheduled 5 viewings for that evening, while Nessa was at her yoga class. The third guy was perfect. Kofi, 28, software developer, stable job, excellent credit, and most importantly, available to move in immediately. Just to be clear, I told him, my ex-girlfriend still lives here, but we're transitioning to a roommate situation. "That cool." He shrugged. "Long as the drama stays minimum, I'm good." My last place had 3 couples. This sounds peaceful in comparison. We shook on it. I told him he could move in Monday. Saturday morning, while Nessa was getting ready for her date with Dexter, Jerome came by with his truck. We loaded up the couch, coffee table, and TV stand, all the pieces I'd paid the majority for. Nessa came out of her room in a towel. "What's happening?" "Oh, Jerome's buying some furniture. I figured since we're roommates now, I should downsize my stuff. Make it fair." Her face scrunched. "But where'll we sit? I've still got my old futon in storage. And you can always buy your own furniture for the common areas. That's what roommates do, right?" She watched, speechless, as we carried out the TV stand. The 65-inch TV, fully mine, went into my bedroom. "This is ridiculous," she finally said. Why? You want a roommate situation. I'm just making it official. Update 2. Saturday night, Nessa went on her date. I put up the roommate wanted sign in the building's lobby and on our door. Yeah, petty but effective. She came home around 11 p.m. to find me and Qley assembling his desk in the living room. Who's this? Her voice was sharp. Oh, this is Qley. He's moving in Monday. Qley, this is Nessa, the other roommate. Qley waved. Hey, nice to meet you. Nessa pulled me into the kitchen. You got a roommate? Without telling me. You didn't tell me before you started shopping for my replacement on Bumble. Besides, I need someone who can actually be on the lease. Legal protection, you know? I live here. You do. For now. But you're month to month, no lease. Qley's signing a real agreement. Her face went red. Where's he sleeping? The second bedroom. That's my room. Was. You can share mine. Wait. No, we're not together. Guess you'll need to figure that out. The futon in the living room is pretty comfortable. She stormed off. I heard her on the phone with her mom, ranting about how unreasonable I was being. Sunday was tense. She tried to have a house meeting about the situation. We need rules, she announced. About guests, cleaning, quiet hours. Qley, who'd stopped by to drop off some boxes, looked confused. Didn't you two used to date? Until Thursday, I said. Now we're just roommates. Well, I'm a roommate. She's between situations. What does that mean? Nessa snapped. It means Qley and I are on the lease starting tomorrow. Your guest. The reality hit her then. I could see it in her eyes. But instead of backing down, she doubled up. Fine. I'll sign a lease too. Gary already ran your credit when you first moved in, remember? You didn't qualify then. Doubt that's changed. It hadn't. Her credit was shot from her shopping addiction and student loans. That's why she'd moved in with me in the first place. Couldn't qualify for her own place. That night, she tried a different approach. Came to my room in the lingerie I'd bought her for her birthday. Maybe we're moving too fast, she said, sitting on my bed. We could slow things down. Nah, I'm good. Actually, I have a date Tuesday. This woman Luna from my climbing gym finally said yes. Her face fell. You have a date. Yeah? We're seeing other people, remember? That was your idea. She left, slamming the door. Update 3. Monday, Qley officially moved in. Good dude. Clean, quiet, and he had his own furniture for his room. We converted the living room into a shared workspace since I'd sold the couch. Nessa was livid. Where am I supposed to relax? Your room, Qley suggested helpfully. Or maybe get a chair? She complained about everything. Qley's cooking smelled too strong. His keyboard was too loud. He was in the bathroom too long. Classic territorial behavior from someone realizing they'd lost their territory. Tuesday, I went on my date with Luna. Fantastic time. She was actually interested in my hobbies, laughed at my dumb jokes, and didn't spend the entire dinner on her phone. Came home to find Nessa had invited Dexter over. They were making out on the futon. Hey, I said, walking past them to the kitchen. Oh, Nessa, heads up, that's Qley's futon. He brought it from his old place. Might want to ask before using his stuff. Dexter looked uncomfortable. I thought you said you lived alone. I live with roommates, Nessa said quickly. This is one of them. Her ex, I clarified, grabbing a beer. She wanted to see other people, but keep living together. I'm the ex who pays the actual rent. Nice to meet you. Dexter extracted himself pretty quickly after that. Why did you do that? Nessa hissed. Do what? Tell the truth? If you're embarrassed by the situation, maybe reconsider the situation. Wednesday, the real consequences started hitting. Nessa realized she couldn't afford her own place. She couldn't qualify for a lease. She'd alienated her safety net me for a guy she'd known 5 days. Her stuff was confined to one room, while Qley and I had taken over the common areas. She tried calling her friends for crash space, but she'd burned those bridges before, always overstaying, never contributing, eating their food. Her mom lived 3 hours away. Her dad, not in the picture. Thursday morning, exactly 1 week after her announcement, I gave her the notice. Per state law, you have 30 days to vacate. You're not on the lease, so this is your official notice as a month-to-month tenant. She laughed. You're not serious. Dead serious. Kofi needs the space, and 3 adults in a 2-bedroom isn't working. You can't just kick me out. I live here. You do. For another 30 days. Unless you want to leave sooner, I'll even help you move. Update 4. The next 2 weeks were something. Nessa cycled through every manipulation tactic in the book. Anger. You're such a bastard. 3 years together, and you throw me out like trash. My response. You threw us out for a bumble match. I'm just following your lead. Bargaining. What if I pay more rent? I could do $500. Kofi pays $850, and he's on a lease. Plus, you still owe me for this month. Love bombing. Making my favorite meals, buying my preferred beer, wearing my old t-shirts around the apartment. I stayed polite but distant. Thanked her for the food, then ate it in my room while video chatting with Luna. Guilt. I have nowhere to go. You want me homeless? You have 2 weeks left. Maybe Dexter has space? How's that going, by the way? Dexter had ghosted her after the awkward futon incident. The pettiest part? I started living my best life, loudly. Cooked elaborate meals with Kofi. Had friends over for game nights. Went on dates with Luna, who turned out to be amazing, emotionally available, financially stable, and actually interested in a partnership. Nessa spent most nights in her room, frantically apartment hunting on her phone. Every viewing fell through, bad credit, insufficient income, no references. Finally, she tried the nuclear option. Update 5. Day 23 of the notice period. I woke up to find my acoustic guitar missing. The vintage Gibson my grandfather left me. I knocked on Nessa's door. Where's my guitar? What guitar? She smirked from her bed. I stayed calm. The Gibson. From my room. Haven't seen it. Maybe you misplaced it. I knew she had it. She knew I knew. This was her play. Hold something hostage to negotiate. Instead of exploding, I smiled. Okay, no problem. Went back to my room and made a call. Hey, Gary? Yeah, the landlord. Quick question. If someone steals from another tenant, that's grounds for immediate eviction, right? Police report? Sure, I can file one. Oh, you still have her background check from before? The one with the shoplifting charge? Interesting. Thanks. Loud enough for her to hear. 10 minutes later, the guitar was back in my room. Found it, she said brightly. Was in the closet. Cool. By the way, I talked to your mom. Told her you needed a place to stay. She's expecting you this weekend. Her face went white. You called my mother? Yeah? She's lovely. Very concerned about your housing situation. Said she cleaned out your old room. See, Nessa had told everyone she'd moved out because her mom was toxic and controlling. Reality? Her mom just expected her to pay rent and do chores. The horror. That broke her. The idea of moving back home, admitting failure, losing her independence that I've been funding, it was too much. She was gone by Saturday. Packed everything in her beat-up Corolla, muttering about how I'd regret this. Hashtag final update, 2 months later. Nessa's been gone 8 weeks now. The apartment's peaceful. Kofi's an excellent roommate. Pays rent on time, cleans up after himself, and his girlfriend makes incredible samosas. Luna and I are officially together. She actually communicates her needs instead of expecting me to mind read. Revolutionary concept. Heard through mutual friends that Nessa's living with her mom, working at the same retail job she had in high school. Still swiping on apps, but now her bio says, must have your own place. The irony's not lost on anyone. She texted me once, about a month ago, I hate you. I replied, K. She tried again. We could have worked it out. You threw away 3 years. You threw it away for a guy named Dexter you'd never met. I just cleaned up the mess. The last I heard, she was telling people I'd financially abused her by asking her to pay rent and act like the roommate she'd asked to be. But here's what still gets me. She really thought she could demote me from boyfriend to roommate/financial support system while she dated around. Like I just accept it. Pay her bills while she brought randos home. The entitlement was staggering. She wanted to be single when it benefited her, dating, freedom, but taken when it benefited her, housing, financial support, emotional labor. Life lesson. When someone tells you what they want, believe them. Then give them exactly that. She wanted a roommate situation? She got one. With all the reality that comes with it, credit checks, lease requirements, and the understanding that roommates don't owe you anything beyond basic courtesy. Kofi and I are throwing a housewarming party next week. Finally got a new couch, one that nobody has to calculate percentages for. Sometimes the best revenge is just letting people experience the consequences of what they asked for.